Guys, what is going on? I just wanted to jump on the camera today and I really wanted to just, while I had a bit of time, go over some of the myths and kind of dispel some of the things that have been coming out in the comments. I know that you always get some haters out there, but I just really want to go over some of the post-fast process. So what I mean by that is mainly going to be talking around how you keep the weight off, some of the myths that are out there, and just kind of get into the head of people, because I know that lots of people see this from a completely different angle and start to think about things in a different way. So I'm going to start off with how we're going to keep your weight off and how we're going to keep the weight down as you're coming away from your fast. And I really want to just put some things out there straight away. Out of the two fasts that I've done in terms of the 25-day and the 31-day, I can assure you that the last thing that you are thinking about is fast food. So even if you have cravings during your fast for takeaways, pizzas, McDonald's and stuff like that, I can assure you, I haven't had, so I've come off the fast, what are we now? We're February 22nd in terms of recording this. So I've been off the fast for 22 days. I can assure you, while I was on my fast, I knew that the brand new Big Mac with bacon was coming out. And I was like, I can't wait to get off this fast because I can't wait to taste it. I'm going to do a video on it, this, that and the other. I can assure you, I haven't made the video. I have no desire to get a Big Mac with bacon as much as I think, oh, I really should. I don't want to have that FOMO, that fear of missing out. But I can assure you that even when I did my last fast, I didn't have McDonald's for about 6 months after my fast. Because even the thought of just walking into McDonald's, I need you to understand that all of your senses are really heightened. So even if you are going for a McDonald's drive-through, which I have been with my friends, and then I've gone, okay, I might just get something small. I can assure you that once you're even in that drive-through, you can start to smell the grease and the fat, and it just really puts you off. It has like this stomach churning thing inside you. So you genuinely have no desire to eat any kind of fatty food. I'll even confess that this week I had a bite out of a KFC, bit of chicken, and straight away I just felt like I wanted to throw up. And this is nearly a month after my water fast. And I was so hungry, but just having that made me just feel like, oh, I don't even want to continue eating the rest of this chicken. That I can assure you. I've even had it since I've come off my fast with crisps. I just thought, let me just taste the crisp, and I could feel the grease in my stomach. I can assure you that if people think that you come off a water fast and then immediately go and put all weight back on, you do not. Not only do you not have cravings for fatty foods, but mentally you start to go to yourself, why would I need to have that, or why would I want to put that weight back on? So you don't even have a desire to start eating that stuff, because you think, well, if I've just lost all of this weight, 3 or 4 stone, or even no matter how much you've lost, you do start to think, well, why would I want to put this weight back on? So I want to go over some tips and tricks to things that I do to keep my weight off, and some of the things that people may neglect. And I know that even at times I've neglected it and I've had to fix up myself. So one of the key tips you want to do is make sure that you're still continuing to drink water. And what I mean by that is, even if I'm not drinking my beloved Evian, I'll still get some normal distilled water. This is like still Scottish water from Sainsbury's. There's still lots of water brands that I just do not like the taste of. That's one of the ones that I think is a cheaper alternative for me that I do like. So I'll still just get bottles of that in. But I realised on this fast, when I got off the fast, I went a few days and I was like, something just doesn't feel right. And I remember that this last fast was the one where I had the most acid reflux, so it put me off of water. I had a few days where I stopped drinking so much water and I could notice it within myself. So I just realised, hang on, what am I doing differently? Of course, continue to drink water. So even though you're starting to eat a lot more fatty food and you're starting to eat different things and obviously have food in your system, one of the clear things for you is that you need to just make sure that you're still continuing to flush out. And I recall when I got off my last 25-day fast, I ate quite a lot and I didn't put the weight on, but it's because I just continue to just drink through water daily, just making sure I'm having at least 2 litres of water as a minimum. But that's one of the key things for me, which will then lead on to my next bit of advice is now, a lot of people are talking about OMAD. I don't OMAD, but I do intermittent fast. Intermittent fasting is quite important for me. I'm going for the 18-6 route, which means for 18 hours I water fast, and for 6 hours I then have a window where I can eat. In reality, I don't eat within those 6 hours, but I use an app at the moment. Well, I was using two apps. One was called Zero, so that's this app here, an app called Zero. I'll link it, I'll get a screenshot from the App Store for you, and that just kind of tells you when you started your fast or when you ended your fast. You just kind of put that in there. And then I came across one that I've seen a lot of people using, but I didn't know the name of it, and one of my subscribers pointed out to me, which is called Life. The good thing about this one is it does kind of a lot of the things that the other app doesn't do, such as push to you when it's time for you to eat. So that's Life. Again, I'll get like some kind of link, or I'll get some way of screenshotting it, letting you know. This is the one I've seen a lot of people using. Life is an intermittent fasting app. So that's another handy trick and another handy app that you can use, which will help you. Some people do OMAD, which is obviously 1 meal a day. I don't have that discipline to be able to do that. I really enjoy my food, but in reality, as you've seen from my Instagram, and if you're not following me over there, then I'll obviously go do that. I will get a lot of the time invited to an event. The events usually start around 6:30, so if that's the case, the food doesn't even come out till about 7 o'clock. I will have my first meal around 6 to 7 o'clock, and then I'll probably eat until about 11 p.m, which I know a lot of people don't eat late, but I don't go to bed till like 2-3 in the morning, so I'm still active for a few hours after I've eaten. And then that cycle just continues through to the next day. There are times, if, you know, depending on my schedule, I might eat at 5 o'clock, but that's quite rare. Or I might start prepping the food at 5 or 6 o'clock, which means I don't eat till 6 or 7. But if I'm out on an event, I'm usually taking on a lot of calories, but I'm also not eating till about 7:30 once the food actually gets prepared and comes out. And that's really helped me keep my weight off. Again, when you're water fasting, you do get to that point where you think, well, I don't need to eat 3 meals a day, so you actually don't. Sometimes I will eat an apple if I know that I need a lot of energy, but I'm always making sure I drink 2 litres of water before I start to eat any type of food, which has always helped for me and helped me, I'm hoping, still keep the weight off. Which will move us on to the next tip, which I believe is really important for you to use. I see a lot of fitness addicts using MyFitnessPal, and I didn't quite get the hype because I would have never really seen myself as a fitness guy, but actually it is such an amazing tool, a tool that I honestly recommend for several reasons. So I use an iPhone, I weigh myself daily, which then goes into my health app, which also then syncs with MyFitnessPal. So I have like I have a few different apps just confirming what my weight is and tracking stuff. So obviously, continue to weigh yourself is really important part of keeping the weight off. I noticed that when I started to put all my weight on last time, 2 key factors the reasons as to why I put weight on. One was when I cancelled my gym membership and I stopped going, and number 2 was when I stopped weighing myself. Because when I stopped weighing myself, I started to lose track of what I was, and I didn't have that window where I could just go slow down, and maybe do a quick 2 or 3 day fast. So continue to weigh yourself is a key thing. But let's go back to the MyFitnessPal. It's fantastic to obviously track how you're doing. Also, if you have the app, it does remind you once a week, look, weigh in. Now, I weigh myself every day or every other day, depending on how I feel. But I would recommend weighing yourself every day or every other day. But at least weigh yourself once a week. So, you know, if you've had a bad week, then you can kind of this week bring it back in. The second thing around the app that I really think is useful to everybody is the fact that you can scan in your food and it helps you keep track of your calories and also your macros. One of the key things for me that really helped me with MyFitnessPal was there's certain foods that I really like and I crave. I've spoke before about like Jamaican patties. They're quick, they're easy, you can chuck them in the microwave for like 30 seconds or 60 seconds and then you've got yourself something that can really tie you over. I haven't even eaten one since, I haven't eaten one this year, I haven't eaten one for ages, but as a prime example for the MyFitnessPal, there was an instance where I was eating so many patties, I was eating like one a day. And then when I went to the supermarket to go and get some more and stock up, what I did is I used my MyFitnessPal and I took a picture of the barcode, scanned it, and obviously looked at what the different brands look like in terms of calories. And to my surprise, the patty that I was eating was actually one of the highest in calorie content. So what I did is I looked at all the shelves and I looked at all the different brands because there isn't really any difference in terms of what they taste like. So what I did was scan all the different brands and I found that there was in some cases between 300 and 500 calories difference in one of these patties. Which means by me going with a brand that I just shopped with naturally because it's a brand that I knew, I was consuming an extra 500 calories a day. Imagine what that is when you build it up over the week and over the month. So MyFitnessPal is great for a couple of reasons. Scan your food and make sure that you are getting the right calories. Number two, if you're scared that you want to put weight on and you want to really get around that, one of the key things that I did was I might go into the supermarket craving something. It might be a pizza, it might be something. And when I scan that and it gives me these reds or greens and it tells me that this is really bad or eye opener, this is half of your day's intake of calories, it makes you actually put that item back down on the shelf and just rethink. Things like biscuits. I eat a lot of biscuits, or did eat a lot of biscuits a day, because what I tended to do was every night have a cup of tea, dunk in 3 or 4 biscuits, which may then lead to 5 or 6. But what I haven't realised is I've then added hundreds of calories to my day at the point of the day where I'm not even going to be getting the benefits of movement and kind of breaking down that. So things like just scanning before you buy can be such a huge difference. But on the flip side, I've had meals where I thought they were really bad, or even sweets I've scanned and actually there's not been many calories in them at all, which has then given me the confidence to eat. Or there's been a day since I broke my fast and I felt that I ate a lot. What I ended up doing was scanning. I literally went down my bin, took everything out of took all the packages out that had been used, and even went down my recycling and took out all the packages that I'd ate that day. I scanned everything, and I assumed that I'd eaten like double my intake of calories that I'd be allowed that day. And actually, I'd scanned through 1,800 calories, which was well below what I was allowed to eat. It gave me a massive, it helped my mindset, because I did that process before I started to go down the bin was about an hour and a half of like, fuck, what have I done? Have I ruined this? So like, it really messed with my head. So that really helped me getting into that process of going in and actually understanding food. Sometimes things you think you're eating a lot of are bad for you and they're not. And actually sometimes eating a food that you think I'm only having a little bit, understanding that could actually have a massive effect on you. This nicely leads on to one of my biggest tips, which helps for me and I think will help for so many people out there, which when you're looking at measuring your calories, I think so many people go down the line of trying to measure your calories per day. Do not do that. Measure your calories per week. So if you know that you need, for example, 2,500 calories a day to maintain your weight, or you want to bring that down to 2,000 or whatever that goal looks like, or 17,500 calories a week. So what you can do, or what I find that I do, is I might go to a press event, or I might go to an event where I'm taking on lots of food. There's days where I might have to have eaten like 8 burgers, which means in my next couple of days of eating, I might fast a day, I might only have 1 meal a day for the next couple of days, I might just have vegetables and food that I think will be good, you know, good in fibre or good in, which will just, I don't know, help me out in the long run. So just think about, I might have a spike on Monday where I've had all those calories, and then I just want to bring those down, which means that maybe Thursday and Friday I might be fasting, or maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I might only be taking in 1 meal. If you can spread your calories out across the week, you're gonna understand that your body is just gonna maintain and flatline, which isn't gonna be, right, I've had loads of calories here on this day, I'm gonna have a day off the next day and I'm gonna get back into my normal routine. Don't do that. Make sure that you're leveling out your body all the time. So just look at, yes, it's not bad to have a bad day at all. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a cheat day. Or actually, on the weekend, sometimes I don't intermittent fast. Sometimes on a weekend, I'll have a nice breakfast and then still have dinner that evening. Whereas Monday to Friday, 100%, I'm definitely doing my intermittent fasting. And actually, if I know that this week's been a bit iffy, Saturday I might just only have my dinner that day. It just depends. But I think stretching your calories across the week is far more healthy for you and far more better way for you to understand what your body's like and what is taking in and out. I just think it's a better way to measure your goals and track your calories, because also there's days where that might be fantastic in the ideal world, that I'm going to take on 2,500 calories today to maintain my body weight because I'm going to go to the gym and my routine is this every single day. But life happens. You have days where you can't get to the gym. You have days where you've got to go sit and meet a client. You have days where you've got to drive 6 hours because you've got to be somewhere, or you've got an event, or you're stuck on a train. You've got so many things that factor into your life. So don't beat yourself up with a day-to-day. Look at how you measure yourself on a weekly balance. I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't do or don't think of doing. Something for you to really think about, for you to really consider in the process of doing, just coming off of your fast. So guys, I think another thing on that note that I really want to just pick up with you is around, like, I come from a home where if you didn't eat all your food, you would get your ass kicked. Yeah? And I'm sure most of us have. And also, I probably didn't need that threat of the ass kicking because they used to call me the dustbin. I used to always just eat everybody's food. I've always just been a big eater. But I think you notice when you come off of fast, you start to, and I don't want it to seem like it's wasteful because it's not, but you start to realise that I don't have to finish all the food on this plate. Whereas before it used to be like a challenge. It used to be like, how big can I get my plate and how much of it can I finish, and I need to finish it all. That goes out the window. Like, you're okay if you're eating something to just, like, if it's a nice, obviously you're going to eat all of it. But I've sat through many meals that I've just been hungry, so I've sat through it and I've ate it all for the sake of it, and I felt like rubbish after. Once you come out of a fast, you start to realise and appreciate food. Imagine you've gone so long without something. When you finally have it back, you appreciate it. You appreciate it so much. So what I tend to do then is, now if I'm eating a meal and it's not as nice as I thought it was going to be, or it's not as good as it looked, I don't feel no way about not finishing it, or I don't care if, like, I have this burger looks amazing, it tastes like trash, I'll throw it in the trash. Whereas before I'll be like, oh, like, it's rude to do that, and I'll just continue to eat, which all you're doing is continue to build up calories on your body that you don't need, and they're just unnecessary. So I think that's a key thing for me that I've noticed that in myself, once I've come out of these fasts, is that I'm not in a rush to clear the plate, especially when the food isn't great. Like, I appreciate food a lot more in terms of I respect it. So if it tastes great, of course I'm going to finish it. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to over-consume these calories for the sake of it or to be polite. If something isn't tasting great, or if something isn't like, and this isn't like if someone's cooking for me, by the way, that's a kind of different level of disrespect. But I'm talking about if I'm eating something and it's not as prescribed and it isn't tasting like I expect it to, then I'm not going to finish the meal. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And you also start to realise that you were just eating in the past for the sake of eating. So I really want you to understand the whole point of this journey in terms of water fasting is a mindset change, as well as a body change, as well as that internal detox. So bear that in mind. You don't have that same outlook and that same mentality coming out of a fast as you do that you went into before your fast. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. Like, I'm pretty sure you'll find that you'll leave stuff that is you eat and feel is excessive. Like I said, I've bit into things and gone, nah, this isn't like I remembered it. Trash. And yeah, make sure that you just incorporate that into your life going forward, so that you're not just piling on insignificant, not only like calories, but, you know, sugars and salts and other things that just aren't good for you. So I think another myth that people have about the water fast is, I think people think that you come off the water fast and then you start to binge eat. Again, to be clear, I'm 22 days off of my fast. I haven't had chocolate at all. There's been some sweets that I've gone to eat. I've had a bite out of the sweet or candy. My taste buds have just gone like, what is this? I don't remember it tasting like this. It used to taste really nice. Now I can just taste like, it tastes like cardboard, for example, and it's not juicy, it's not flavoursome. So I've actually just spat it out. You do things like that because you go, what is the point of me finishing this? What is the benefit to me? I thought it tasted like this. I'm not getting that return of investment on my flavour. So why am I going to put those dead sugary calories into my body? Things like that are really the way that you start to think. That's my experience. The experience for people that, or for myself, has done a minimum of 25 days and obviously done a 31-day fast. They are my experiences and they've really helped me out. These are things that people don't get, that on the other side of the fast, you've cleansed your body. You've cleansed your taste buds. Things taste differently now. So each fast I've done, I've come out eating foods that I wouldn't have eaten before. So before, like, I would have never have touched broccoli. Now, broccoli is something I have nearly every day, or as many times a week as I can. I would have never have touched cauliflower. Off the back of this fast, I actually really enjoy cauliflower, something I've never thought I'd ever say in my life. There's particular vegetables that I've eaten that I would have never, I think chickpeas, I've never really eaten chickpeas. I've never really got the fascination around them. And even when I was younger, my nan was Caribbean, or my nan is Caribbean, and she used to cook for me, and sometimes she'd make rice and peas but with chickpeas, and I'd pick them out. Now I've gone out, I've had curries with chickpeas, I've had lentils, and they've all been amazing. Like, they're all things that I would have never have thought to eat, but now, banging. So I think you've got to understand that part of this detox process, it's like you're going back to being a kid again. Your taste buds are completely new and refreshed. So take that on board. You're not going to finish a fast and then go, bang, where's the chocolate cupboard? People, honestly, like I said, I ate a crisp and I just wanted to throw it straight back up after. And that was like after a week plus. Like, that wasn't just like the day after. Your body's just started to adapt now. Also, you start to go, where you used to go, I'm going to have a snack, and it would be in the evening, and you would raid the snack cupboard. Now, a snack might be an apple or a banana or a bit of fruit, you know. Cucumber and hummus is what I snack on now, or pita bread and hummus. Whereas before, it might be, right, let's just go and like make a little mini feast, chips and dips and all that kind of stuff. Like, you really do mentally change your mindset. And you also, like I said, your taste buds have really adapted. So that's something I really want people to take on board, because I don't think that people understand that enough. And I think so many people are jumping in the comments, oh, this is ridiculous, you're going to put weight back on. I can assure you, it's not a matter of putting weight back on, because A, mentally things change. B, your taste buds change. C, your body changes. And D, you have that fear of just, I don't want to put that weight back on. Also, things like I used to do in the past for like an energy kick. I used to like have a Lucozade, or in the States you have a Gatorade. I used to have things like that because I wanted to just have a kick, a mental kick. If I knew I'm going to go to the gym, let me quickly do that. Now, some water and an apple is enough to just have me buzzing off my nut. Or like an espresso and an apple, I'm telling you right now, I will be climbing up the walls with one of that, and bang, like, I'm literally got so much energy. So trust me, guys, you get different triggers, you have different things that trigger buzzes in you. So I just really want to clear up some of these myths that I think it's really important for you to understand. That one, I think it's probably, from what I'm looking at online, I think people after 14 days, are a bit, I think when you get into that 20-day plus or 21-day plus, that's when you start to have that change of taste bud, or you start to, I think your body just rejects crap. That's it, like your body rejects crap. Am I gonna eat like McDonald's and stuff in the future? Maybe. Like I hope I don't. At the moment, I feel like a lot of the sugar's out my body, a lot of the salt is out my body, a lot of the fat is out my body that I used to have. I know you go on my Instagram and you see I'm eating a lot of burgers, but you need to understand a lot of these vendors, they know where their meats come from. It's been like they know the name of the cattle and where and everything. Like there's so much that goes into it. It's cooked medium. It's cooked perfectly. So a lot of the meat I'm taking on board is still what I would consider well-sourced meat. Now I eat fish minimum 3 days a week. This week, I think 5 days I've eaten fish, which I'm really happy with. And of those days, some of them I've had like fish twice. So I've had it like as I break my fast, and I'll have a different fish, or I'll have like prawns in my noodles or rice, and then I'll also have like a big bit of salmon or a big bit of cod. So honestly, guys, your taste buds change, everything changes. The way you start to look at food and life absolutely changes. So for all those people really just thinking that you just put all the weight back on, I can assure you it doesn't. Also, like, you understand that you don't need to eat 3 meals a day. So things like intermittent fasting become amazing, because imagine you fasted for 21 days or 25 days or longer, 31 days, and someone went, if you can just eat 1 meal a day, how would you feel? You would bite their hand off, literally, and enjoy every last of it. Like, trust me. So when you come off your fast, honestly, it's so easy for you to do and so easy for you to achieve. Have I missed anything else? Have I missed anything else? Have I missed anything else? I think, just to recap, downloading the apps that I've put in the description will be really important for you, just because they're just ways of getting you on track or helping you understand that what the journey's about. I think the MyFitnessPal has lots of different benefits. So guys, they're just a few things that have really helped me, and I just hope that I can answer some questions for those of you that either want to start a fast, or you're going through a fast and you're wondering what it's going to be like on the other side. I hope that these little things can really help you and can really help in some kind of way. Or do you know what, if you haven't felt the things that I feel, let me know, because I want to understand, maybe is it something to do with how long you fasted? Is it something to do with your lifestyle? Is it to do with where you live in the world? Is it to do with the people around you? Because honestly, both times I fasted, I've come out more mindful, more aware, more balanced. Oh yeah, another thing, so people keep going, has your metabolism slowed down? No, I'd say mine's sped up. I used to pass once a day. Now that's a minimum. Now sometimes it's like 2 and 3 times. So I'm having frequent bowel movements. So no, my metabolism has not slowed down at all. So that's it from me today. And any questions, as always, please put in the comments. Please leave a like so I know if I'm even wasting my time making this content. But yeah, and I promise you, there's going to be some other stuff on the channel. It's not just going to be about water fasting. There's going to be more lifestyle stuff on the channel. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.